Hi everyone. Bit of a breeze. 20 to 2. Sunny. And it's Friday. Guess what day it is? Run 30 day. It's not actually my last day, but it is for this weigh-in to see what 30 days have done. So it's not been continuous. Chickens in the As you can see, everything's quite green, which is quite unusual. I've had so much rain, sun, so you've got all this crazy grass. Lovely yellow flowers there. I think the farmers were really happy. Gave me a good start for summer. Because last year, well, normally most years, farmers get a bit peed off because they need rain. So this rain we've had this April, it's not normally, don't really have this much rain. So I suppose it's not a bad thing. When the sun's out, it's hot. It's not even cold when it's raining. I don't know what I'm going to weigh, but I've lost fat but gained muscle. Oh, I don't know what I haven't to gain muscle, I just don't know. But what was I, 94 point something kilo? I've got the scales on the video, haven't I? So I have a feeling what I think definitely come off my face, because when I've looked at some previous videos of about 2 months ago, although I think it's took me around 3 months 3 months to do this 30 days running, because I've not run every day and a couple of times a week, once a week, 3 times a week. It took me a long time. The only way to find out is from when I did my first run. But it's not about that, it's about doing the exercise, and it's a bit of a lifestyle change, I suppose. You know, I don't eat, I'm not saying I completely don't eat bread, but it's just not in my normal diet now, whereas I'd eat a lot of bread with my dinners. And not only that, just quickly say, I do a lot of walking as well. Like I've just run, I've not had my 2.5k yet, halfway, but I haven't got far to go, but I'm walking a little bit. So I thought I'd do a quick vid. Yeah, so I've got a feeling, I'll not be below 90 kilo, I think it'll be somewhere around, I think, off my head, I've not weighed myself, honestly, I swear to God, I think I'm going to be somewhere around 91 kilo. Probably not even that, because 4 kilo is a lot to lose. But it's definitely, a lot has come off my belly and off me titties. My chest is cut up more now, because I'm losing my fat. So I've got a lot better definition on my chest now. And like my love handles, like when I stretch you can see my body better, like where my lats are and everything. So it just shows you, honestly, everybody, you know, you don't have to It's not about going to the gym, bodybuilding, nothing like that. I mean, yeah, if you need to put muscle on, yeah, I can understand that, and that's the way you want to be, because we're all individuals, we all do what we want to do. But for me, I want to lose my fat first. I've been doing my press ups. I'm going to keep doing my 100 press ups. You know, not every day, but I'll just keep doing them in between to keep my strength up. But yeah, definitely. I think I, you know, from looking at a couple of videos I've recently done where I've not had my top on, yeah, I can definitely see it. I can see a change, and you know what? I feel so much better. I feel more confident. You know, I didn't like my belly. I don't like it. I'm fat. End of the day, I had fat titties coming on because I've got muscly chest. I've not put a video up of me of my life from years ago, but I always had a muscular chest. I didn't do any what do you call it, sit-ups or nothing. I mean, I've had an hernia, a navel hernia, if anybody's ever had one. I was about to mention it in one of my last video, one of my videos I was talking about when I was on about lorries. I went to couple up when I worked for Express Dairies on agency in Nottingham, off Triumph Road, so anybody knows that. It's all university now. They bought where Raleigh used to be. Express Dairies used to be there, and they used to have a trailer compound up near Showcase Cinema. Don't know whether it's, well, that probably's gone now, at the back of the cinema. And this particular day I was doing some shunting from the depot up to there. Nice straight £10 an hour, then time and a half. You know, I'm going back years ago. That's when I was on £10 an hour. I'm going back really a long time ago. How old would I have been? Probably been very, very early. It was after my dad, a very early 30s, somewhere around there. And what happened was, because we had the refrigerator on the trailers, what you do is, because it was so close coupling, you'd put the unit under the trailer, connect your lines up, put your trailer brake on, because a lot of people didn't put it on, did they? But your parking brake was on, and you'd go under, and you'd connect your lines up, all your lines, every line, and then you'd shunt underneath till it coupled up and you was really close to the fridge, because when you had the fridge it was really, really close. Well, this particular day I decided to not do that, so because I was doing a lot of trailers. So this day I didn't do it. This one trailer I didn't do. So as I've got to imagine, I'm at the back doing my lines, and I was on one side like this, so I sort of went like that with my left hand to push the line on the Sousa, not the electric, the actual, I don't know whether it's the yellow, the service, or the red, I can't remember which one. Now, anybody who knows about lorries know that some of them can be really a lot of pressure, so you can imagine a normal person who's not used to doing it would probably struggle to do a lot of the stuff, even pulling a pin on a trailer on a unit. A lot of normal people probably wouldn't even know how to do it, wouldn't have the strength. That's because those lorry drivers are strong. So I'm stretching and I'm pushing this line on, and as I pushed it, it connected, but as I pushed it, you're going to laugh, there's a little green spider on me camera, really little baby one, top of my camera. As I pushed this line on, this Sousa, it was my red or yellow, I felt real sharp pain in my stomach. Sorry, I've got little bugs up me, because it's better weather, I'm getting all bugs up my nose. I had a sharp pain, and I went like that, like that, but I'd connected everything up. I got into the lorry and I jumped down. When I got back off, I jumped down, and I was thinking, wow, what's that pain? And as I was feeling on my stomach, I had a sweat top on. As I felt my stomach, I could feel a lump. Pulled up my top. I mean, bear in mind, I've never had one of these before, I've never really heard of one. And I looked and had me a big lump in where it comes out like that, sort of folds your intestine or whatever it is, and it ripped straight through, and it was right above my below or top top. Got the scar there now. We have got stabbed and shot really. Anyway, I went to see him. He says, "You've got to go." No. I carried on doing the job. Drove up to drop the trailer, but I was in Agana. And I phoned up and he says, "When you come back," he said, "if you can't get back," because he was only going up to the Showcase Cinema, so you're talking like a couple of miles away. He says, "If you can't do it," he says, "you're gonna have to phone an ambulance or whatever." And then I got back and shown him. He says, "Oh, you gotta go to hospital and get it sorted out. You gotta go home." And so yeah, I had a naval hernia. So after that, couldn't do anything too strenuous on my stomach. You know, so it might have been, the main cause of it could have been from 21 years of age, sitting in a lorry, and what you do, you sort of let your stomach go a little bit, because you're doing that many hours in the lorry. That could have been the actual main cause of it. So my stomach muscles, because I used to have really, before that, I mean when I was 18, 20, you'll see these pictures I'm going to put up of my early life. You'll see I had really ripped stomach muscles. It was when I started lorry driving at 21. Well, I probably went downhill a little bit. So yeah, so that's what I was just going to say. So I've had a naval, you know, it's terrible. Anyway, I had it operated on. They put like a web in. It's never gone since, but I have, years ago, I've done some silly things where I have had some pains coming from there. So what I do now, I don't do anything so stupid. Like if I'm going to lift something ever, I don't do something really daft, because all you're doing, that's how you do your back in, because obviously I've done my back in after I've had all sorts of injuries, I have. Anyway, I'm going to get running up to my next point. Enough of that. I don't know whether you can see, but can you see the way there? All them stumps have all had wood cut off them. They've all been stolen, they have been alot. All been stolen. Load of cyclists are coming down. Yeah, I've been really fed up lately, everybody. Probably can't hear it in my voice yet, but when I first come on, I was been really fed up. Just want to be back in England. It's not the country, it's not this country the problem. It's the country, but it's the people. It's the people and the lack of amenities, lack of too many things. Can't cope with it. feeling it. I can't run it. There's some other runners behind me. 1 kilometre to go. Don't laugh. There's a load of cyclists or runners behind me. Started to think they were runners. Thought I could hear them. So I just kept running. Well, you could see it hurting me. But I've done it. Run 30 over and done with. So thirsty. I'm hot. You probably can see it in my face, I'm hot. See, if you push yourself you can do it. It's killed me, that. They were cyclists because I could see them all, see all the shine coming off the bikes now. Up there. Must be like a, probably they do running and bicycling, I don't know, they've all got red tops on. Anyway, yeah, I'm not happy everybody, really unhappy. I didn't put my Run 29 video up. I know probably a lot of you don't like to hear me moaning and whatever else, but no, I'm just I can't get used to the lack of everything here. It's just everything's just too much hard work. You know, still not got bathroom finished. It's just really down and losing my plot. I'm losing the plot. Times. Most days I just wish I'd die. I don't want to be around anymore. Money don't come into it. I messed my life up years ago. End of the day. You know who I am, and I can't, I don't know. Too obsessed with hunger I was, and now I've lived here and I'm really knowing. First couple of years you don't really notice it till later on. I found out it more, I've realised it more since I've had the other house and starting doing the house and everything, and now because I've got all the dogs I ain't been able to come back to England to sort my car out to get to be a Hungarian citizen, which I never wanted to be anyway. Realised how bad it is and how hard life is here now. People just don't got a clue. You see, they live by these rules and this life, which is just too much for me. It's not the country itself to look at visually. It's just going to the shops, even the biggest supermarkets and everything. They just haven't. Of course, they're not going to have the same as England. I suppose it's like if you go to. Trouble is, you go to Greece or Spain, they do have a lot of the English things. It's just nothing. It's just such hard work, and I'm falling out of everybody. I fall out with my girlfriend constantly because she's Hungarian at the end of the day. I'm Hungarian now, but you know, I've been coming here since 1970. But you know, coming here for an holiday, it was a lot different when I used to come with my dad in the like 70s, 80s, and 90s before he died, and then I used to drive as well. I've always been driving with my dad here. Two of us used to drive, but he used to like to have a drink in the service station, so I was driving all the time, even when I was 17. But it's like, since I've come in with my own family, my ex-wife and my daughters and my brother and everything, been bringing my mum and whatever else, my mum coming, when you start having to do a lot more things on your own, and you realise how they'll rob you here. They'll always deny it. They'll always deny it, but you have to be so careful with everybody. You really have to be careful. I'm just going to drink. Oh, God, look at me here. Just. All the cyclists are coming. If you want to have a quick look. Looks like a school, probably a school sort of outing. Don't know whether they're from Tissouvarish and the pedal there, because it's that path goes all the way to Tissouvarish, which is nice, I suppose, isn't it? Nothing wrong with that. Going near the water. Absolute lovely day. Do they do that in England? Like schools take the bike, go for bike rides? Lovely here. Picnic and whatever else. Anyway, I don't want to go. It's absolutely beautiful here. I don't want to leave. It's gorgeous. Do you know what it is? Getting out the house. It's just so nice to get away from the house, be on my own. Do you know what, everybody? I need to be on my own, don't I? I'm just a person who's just better on my own, with no people. You know what? I love people. I love talking to people. It's always been natural in my jobs. I talk to anybody, pubs, anywhere. I can go anywhere on my own. It just is. I think that I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I think I'm under that much stress at the minute. You know, not been sleeping very well at night. Better go and put petrol in this car. Then what I'm having to eat. Wish I had my own car. See, that's another thing, innit? You know, not having my own car and everything. It's just putting such a problem on absolutely everything. It's making everything so difficult. You know, just fall out, just constantly falling out with people, aren't I? I'm getting mad with people, and now, you know, falling out with my girlfriend. Well, it's not unusual. Mind you, I fall out myself, I suppose, at the best of times. You know, it's like I've got that other house. I just feel like I'm in that situation where I just can't do anything. I can't physically do anything because I've got the dogs and my car, MOT, and it's just a nightmare. You know what it is as well with my car? I really do not know what to do with it. I keep thinking, should I get my number plates took off the car? You know, do it online for England and get my registration documents, send it here. Should I not register my car? You know, I'm sort of, I think that I'm waiting. Do you know what I think I'm doing? I'm trying to get to the other house, to get all the dogs at the other house, so that I can come back to England in my car and then just MOT my car. But I don't know whether that's the right thing to do, because I just don't know what I don't know what to do, because I don't want to start changing my driving license. I seriously need to think really what am I going to do. I mean, realistically, end of the day, I'm not going to turn my back on my dogs either way. I'm always going to come back for my dogs if I come to England. I can't turn my back on my dogs. So realistically, I've got to say 10 years here. Realistically, 10 more years in Hungary. Whether I come back to England for 3 months, 2 months, whatever, 1 month, whatever, whether I fly over, I think I really thinking about it now in them realistic terms, and you'd probably think it yourself. The only thing I can actually do, I either sell the car to somebody in England, you fly over, I pay for your flight, you get the car, you take it back with you, and I get the plates took off. Or I get the plates took off the car, I get the paper, my new registration documents sent here, and I get it registered. My plates are off then, they're on, my private plate will be on retention, and I just register the car in Hungarian plates. That is probably the other thing. I mean, because it's going to cost £1,000 to register the car. I have no idea regarding the MOT. I don't know how stringent the MOTs are here. I really do, I have no idea. So the last thing I want is them to start looking over my car passes a smoke test. It pisses the MOT. I can tell you that right now. I've got all my MOT paperwork, I've got the emissions, everything on it. I've got the separate smoke test. It passes it, no problem, every single time. That's what I'm trying to say to you. My car, the only time my car smokes, and I'll tell you the reason why it will smoke. One, if I clean the exhaust at home and I start the car up and I put all my detailing spray up it, my Burberry wheel cleaner, to clear the soot out of the tailpipes, that will then smoke. The other thing, it will only smoke because I don't drive the car hard enough. I don't drive the car hard enough regularly. So what happens is it can get a soot build up, and then when I do eventually floor it, it'll clear it out. That's the only other thing. Normal driving, or just driving it like, when I say under load, under normal load but not flooring it, like racing the car, you won't get any smoke, and it won't constantly keep coming out. And you know what I mean? It's just, it's a mint car, that is, you know. I'm not trying to sell it to anybody. I'm quite happy to keep it, because I'm telling you, I'll tell you now, that car goes or not, don't go. That's, to me, that car is the perfect car. You know, if anybody's ever had a fast diesel, right, or owned one, you know, once you're in Europe, not about England, but when you're in Europe and you're doing a lot of mileage, you know, I've got an 80 litre tank on that car, right? It'll piss 160 mile an hour. I've had it off the clock, and I've got video here to prove it. And I haven't put the video up, but I did it twice at the other house, going to the other house, and I didn't put the video up because here I don't trust the police. If anybody sees it and they know that I've been driving it in this country, I think the law will put me up on it, and I don't want to do it. But it did. I come down a slip road and I joined the M6 motorway, which is where the other house is in Tolda, and it was clear. It was clear, and it was only 2 lanes, but it was dead clear. And I just put my foot down, and I remember doing it. I remember looking at it, and I was doing like 100 mile an hour, and I thought, oh, full bugger it, may as well just do it now. And I just floored it. Next minute I looked at it, doing 140, and then still clear. I just kept it going, and it just went off to just under 160, just under 160. And I remember it was coming to where I could start to see cars then, and a lot of motorway bridges. And because I didn't know if there's any police, I hadn't got my radar in the car or nothing. I used to have a sat nav what I used to have in the lorry, and it had a radar on it and everything. It used to tell you where speed cameras was. And I mind don't pick it up in the car, even if I put the sat nav on or anything. And I just eased off. But you know. I'm not one of them people who wants to drive fast, but when I've been in Germany, I have used a lot of the top speed when I've been on unrestricted roads. I've been at like 120, 130 mile an hour for miles on end, you know, and it's just, the car just goes so quiet, it's just effortless, you know, 80 litre tank, you know, no problem doing 600 miles to a tank, no problem. You know, driving it how I want to drive it, I'm not on about feathering the throttle, just drive it how I drive it. Fast, slow, sit in traffic, whatever. You know, you're never going to get that with a high performance car, never. You know, you're going to be stopping. You drive an high performance car and drive it anyhow or the best you can, you'll be lucky to get 300 mile out of it, to be honest with you. If some of the best of the performance cars, well, you're going to squeeze 350. You know, that's no good when you've got to do the distance I've got to do coming here. When you're doing nearly 1,500 mile, you know, and you want to do it in less than 24 hours. You know, you want to just get here. The tiredness starts to set in. You start to feel it. You just want to get on your own. You just want to get the job done. And you know, you don't want to be, you know, especially in summer, when you hit Europe in summer, when because obviously Europe's Europe, so it all just goes into country. So it's not like England where you have to go on a ferry. Petrol stations are chock-a-block in summer. I mean, they can be queuing right up to the entrance. So what I'll do, I know what service stations I'll go to. I know the ones what are clear, what less people use. Because I have got that opportunity to go to them places, and because I've got an 80 litre tank, I weigh it all up. I've done it that many times now. I know where to go. I know my car so well. I know that I can run it to a certain point in my tank, and I know I'll get there. It's just, you know what I mean. I personally wouldn't even waste my money on another car, but I'll do it. I'll do it for YouTube. And I'll do it for another car for me, just to fulfill my rush, and to that be I won't be getting another car after that. That'll be it then. I'm 52 this year. I don't really have a big thing on cars like I used to. My mentality of life now is peace, love. No, I'm not being serious. Don't think I've got all weird. I like to see animals living. Yeah, you just didn't want to stop, did you? Because you don't know how to give way. You just didn't want to stop this car. You just pulled straight out. But he ain't right in front of me. But I've not backed off the throttle, so I made him put his foot down. Just dust. So what I'm trying to say to you is, right, I've got more time to, I sort of want, and he's pulled off now, because he's a fucking complete idiot. Dickhead. I've just got more, wish that life on earth, you're going to think that I'm going all crazy now. I just wish that life on earth would be so peaceful when everybody could live in harmony. I've had such a, what I'm going to call it in my life, I've lived a life of so much, what's the word for it? It's not anger, I've lived a life of so much, trying to think of the word, it'll probably come to me in a minute, but it words it better. Conflict. I've lived a life of so much conflict. I'm tired of it now. I'm so tired. I don't want to be fighting no more. I don't want to. End of the day, right? I've said it in previous videos. And do you know what? I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care. You can anybody think what people do know me. right? But the ones who know me closest, my best of friends who know me close, they know what comes out of my mouth when I'm talking about fighting or whatever. They know I don't bullshit. They know that I've got that mind where they know that when I'm low, I'm not that same person when I'm mad. And this is what people are never ever going to understand. I'm streetwise. If you get me on my lowest point, I won't be as aggressive as when I'm at my normal point. I've got a very, 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 I'm not going to call it a weird mind, but my mind is, I'm hard work. I'm hard work in my head. I mean, if anybody thinks that having a mental illness or what I've got going, you've got screw loose, you've got it wrong. Nothing like that. I'm dead intelligent. Nothing like that. I could never, ever kill somebody. I could never be in, you know what I mean? I've had some people who I hate that much, right? But you know what? I could never, ever do anything bad to them, to that point. And do you know one thing I'm proud of to say in my whole life, and all the times I've had a fight, and everybody else can vouch me on this as well, I would never kick a man while he's down. Never ever kick a man while he's down. I've never used a weapon on anybody. I've used my fists, but I have never ever ever kicked anybody in the head or beat them when they're down. I'm not that cruel. So the truth is, right, as much as, yeah, I've got a temper, and I can handle myself and I don't mind getting into fights, I'll never ever, if you think having a fight with me that I will never do anything like that, you got another thing coming. So if I let you get up after I've knocked you down, just think yourself that I'm not that much of a bad person and you want to just walk away, because I'm not that man. I'm not that man, never have been. I'm just not that. Do you know what I mean? And I think me being this way proves, and to tell the world, proves that if I think that way, and I do that way, I can never ever be that violent, that aggressive, violent person which some people think I am. Because you've got to be very, 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 very violent and aggressive if you kick a man when he's down, or you carry on beating a person. You have got to have some real crazy, sick problem in your head. Well, I'm not going there. Absolutely chock-a-block. That's absolutely chock-a-block in there. So it looks like I'm going to have to go to a different petrol station. So yeah, so that alone, in all truthful, will never make me that. I suppose that will never ever make me that dangerous, horrible person, will it? In all honesty. So now that I've told you all that, the only time I've never done it, and I would never do it in a normal fight. I think for me to do that, somebody'd have to do something really, really sick and bad to me or to my family. And then what I call that is, what goes round comes round, fighting fire with fire. But no, that isn't me, and it never will be me. I'm just not that person to do that. So I just want to live at peace. I want to live at peace. I want to go to a better place than this. And yeah, definitely don't want to live that life of violence and fighting. I've done it. I've had me, what I sort of say, I've had my fun. I don't want it no more. I don't want it. And I just want people to leave me alone now. I just want people to leave me alone, completely leave me alone. Oh, and just before get it in, and don't think that if you start on me, I'm not going to do it. No. Just because what I've said, I've got a feeling, and I'm going off the subject. I've got a feeling there's a fuel problem. petrol stations are chock-a-block unless it's because it's Friday and people have finished work. No, I'll always stick up for myself and I'll never walk away. But no, I don't want it. I just want a life of peace. A life of peace and tranquility. That's all I want. I don't want that life anymore. No, I don't want it. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Absolutely chock-a-block the petrol stations are. Oh, Shell is so expensive. I think we've got the same problem here with prices. I'm paying that. Jesus wept. That's dear. Oh, fuel's ever so expensive here at the minute. So you look in about £1.40. It's about £1.40 for fuel. 95 fuel for this. I put fuel in the car. So yeah, tomorrow morning, first thing I'm going to do when I wake up, just my pants on, like I did last time, even before I have a cup of tea. I'm going to weigh myself and let's see. I mean, I'm really curious because even though the water, the fat, the muscle, the bone on the scales is not going to be accurate, but what it will do, I can just go by them scales, what it does. So I'm happy with that. So I'm curious to see if there's any difference in any of them. I imagine the water one to be a bit different first thing in the morning. I don't know. I don't really know how that's going to work because obviously your body is percentage of water. So I'll be really curious about that, to see the bone and the muscle. Like I says, it's not going to be accurate. You know, it's not like I've got some ridiculous expensive scales. They weren't expensive or anything. Look at all these yellow flowers you see what are in the fields. They're all they've soon come out. They're all thing is gonna come to me in a minute. Rapeseed oil. Yep, rapeseed oil plant they are. So that's another 5 kilometre done. And then what I'll do is I'll just keep doing it, keep running and keep running, and then I'll wait obviously for another 30 days. There's no point doing it monthly because clearly I'm not getting the amount of runs in. I'd rather just do the actual 30 days. Really need to lose all my belly fat. I'm not interested in ripped. I'm not in that. I don't like that. I don't like that look. I've always had an athletic look, and I'd rather just stick with my athletic look. I just want to lose my fat, a lot of the fat. Of course, I'm going to have some fat, but we'll just see how time goes on and how I progress. But I'm not doing any like gym work, anything like that. It's not really a muscle issue I've got, it's the fat surrounding my muscles, my problem. And the biggest problem is love handles, Bella and tits. I mean, you know, this is what I don't understand. Some of these boxers, right, I don't even know how, if the boxers, how some of them are even carry fat or even got love handles. I don't even know how they do it with the amount of training they do. It's beyond me. You know, I'm not on about the boxers who are all ripped up and everything like that. You know, them boxers are not even the same as the boxers of the old days. You know, because there's more products they can take now. There's so many more things they can be taking to help them make their muscles bigger or whatever. Yeah, so yeah, but I mean, you know, some of them, like even Tyson Fury, absolutely got a horrible body. You know, don't matter whether it's. I don't even reckon much to his boxing, to be honest with you. I think if it wasn't for him being tall and the weight he is, I don't think he'd be anywhere near as good as he is. I just think that's the only way. I mean, I don't like his style of boxing. I mean, that boxing match, anybody can pay that money to what I've never done it and never will do it. That boxing match to me was mediocre. It was nothing. It wasn't a fantastic uppercut at all. I've seen. Look, you want to see fantastic uppercuts? Go and look at some of the Tyson's uppercuts. The only way you're going to beat people like Tyson Fury, and anybody knows anything about fighting, which I do. I'm not on about all you boxing people who are on about boxing and whatever else. I'm on about ones who's had physically fights. And I am going to turn around and say that when I've had physical fights. The only way you are going to ever beat a real tall guy, you've got to brawl with him. You are not going to stand toe to toe, fisticuffs, straight punches, and you're going to beat a tall guy, a lot taller than you if you're a smaller guy. It's not going to happen. You've got to get close in and you've got to pound him with body shots and keep smacking him. That's how Tyson did it. You've got to get them uppercuts in. You are not going to beat anybody toe to toe who's tall and big as Tyson Fury. 6'9". The guy's a giant. He's a giant to me. What am I? 5'11". You're not going to beat anybody. You've got to brawl with them people. I don't care who it is. The only person who could go really toe to toe with him was his last fight he knocked out, who knocked him down, Wilder, because he's also a tall guy. That's fine. I mean, that was that to me, what he produced, Wilder, that punch, that was fantastic. That right punch and that left, it was just, there were no delay with it. It was because obviously he went with his right, then finished him with his left. I mean, that was just absolutely, that is probably one of the best punches I've seen for a long time. That Wilder punch was fantastic. No wrong with Wilder. No wrong with Wilder. You see, even the boxers now, even they're getting on now. What? 34, he's still got a lot of bit, he's still got a bit in him, but you know, once you start getting into your late 30s, you're starting to go past it as far as I'm concerned. Once you start hitting 38, 40, I think you need to call it a day. You've still got it in you, but you'll never be like me. I'll never, you know, I'm bigger, and I feel strong, but am I stronger? Probably not. Don't mind if I physically look, but I'll never probably ever be like when I was in my 30s and 20s. It doesn't matter. I'm wiser, I'm cleverer, I probably can think better, and I can weigh situations up better. I was more wild then. I was wild. I was like a wild animal. But you see, I mean, being wild doesn't really come into it when you're doing proper boxing. It's okay on the streets, but no, you've got to, you've got to. Life's difficult, you know, and you know, I think it's about time with what's going on in the universe and everything, and you know, like what's happening with Ukraine, Russia. We don't know what's around the corner now. I don't want to be here. I want to be rather be an extra 400 kilometers away at the other house, because if it does come to it, Hungary's going to pay a big toll, a big fine with Russia if they start invading. It's going to come here before a lot of you people in England, and I'd rather be that 400 kilometres away towards Croatia. I don't want to be around here. I'm too near the Ukraine border. There's a lot happening, you know, and a lot of people don't believe in it, but I believe in the higher gods in the universe. I don't believe that. I think I don't go to church, but I think you people who go to church, you've all been fooled into a false sense of security with Jesus. He's not the one who put you on this. He's not who put you on this planet and whatever else, or what it is them higher people, them higher gods, anarchy, and you know, from the old days when the gods come down to earth, the Babylonians, you know, that's what's going on. Aliens. Nobody wants to listen to it, right? And I know, like, some of you are probably laughing your head off until it's proper cracked up. I'm telling you, and believe it, I've seen shadow people, and I don't even think they're ghosts no more. I think they're alien. They're aliens from another dimension. I'm telling you, you've got to believe, man. You all need to start believing. You want to see the gods, the real gods. Look up to the sky. Look up to the sky. That's where the real gods are. There's going to be a lot going to happen here. I don't know whether it's going to be my lifetime or whether it's going to be some of your lot's lifetime. But I think we're heading for a big climax soon. We really are. I think we're in for some really, really, really big changes. That's my personal opinion. I seriously think that the universe is too big and too vast to even know what's going off. You know, you've got all them people going missing in Oregon, in the forest, the wilderness in America. You know, nobody really knows what's happening to them. Is the portals, time portals? I just don't know. There's too many weird things going on in the world. What a lot of people don't even know what's going on in the world. A lot of people don't even know. But there's a lot of things going on. What quite a lot of people are struggling with, which is very hard to explain. And a lot of people are finding it hard to believe what's going off. You need to believe it, because, you know, there was things before us, and you need to be looking. And like me, I spend a lot of time looking and reading about history and going back into the old days, and some really, really strange things went off in the old times. Quite weird, really. And when you look at some of the old paintings, and there was what you see, like flying saucers or men in ships, flying ships, you know, they don't get painted for no reason, or artwork on brickwork or in caves. I'm telling you, I'm telling you. It's all going to come out eventually, and you're all going to turn around eventually and say, the ones who know me, I'm just one of the people. I'm talking there's millions who believe in it, and there's millions who don't believe in it. But if it ever does come to it, you will all turn around and say, you know me, you'll turn around and say, you're right what you said. I'm telling you, you just wait, what's going to happen? It's all going to come out. And you've already heard about all these spaceships. Now, listen, the government, they've known for a long time, and they're working with them. They're working with these aliens. I'm telling you that right now. It's not hidden away. It's hidden away from. It's hidden away from the normal people like me and you. They don't want you to know. But I wish the fuckers had come and I wish the fucking aliens had come and collect me and take me away. And don't fucking bring me back. I'll tell you that right now. Anyway, I'm nearly home. Remember, peace, love, unity, harmony, spaceships, UFO, and I'm not crazy. See you later. See you soon. Oh, enjoy Friday and enjoy your evening. And tomorrow if you're working.